My friend Freddie the Frog has got a few relations come along to show themselves off. So the first ones are these ones here on the mirrors, which I'll put aside these other ones just temporarily. It's that lovely thing that Playvisions produced a few years ago, where you have frogs on the back and frogs on the front. And of course, they're magnets. There's the back to the frogs, and here's the front to the frogs. And each piece comes off. If I hold an individual frog up to the camera, we'll see if we can get him in focus. They're very nicely made, these actually. Which does it. And he's in two halves, so you break him apart like that, and there's a magnet here and there's a magnet there, and then you put something in the middle. Extraordinary, isn't it? They look very nice when they're put onto windows and things, front and back of the window, but I think as much as anything, it's very, very nice on the mirror because they look so bizarre. You can also, just for a bit of fun, this is, you can mix and match them. You can have a double, you can't do it double-headed, I've just realised, because they've got the polarities there, but you could have a frog looking like that, which is a bit bizarre. Do you like that? The front of one and the back of the other, and so on. You can have kids who have a lot of fun, but there are many more than just frogs, of course. There are loads of animals. You can have a front of a zebra and the back of a frog, for instance. Extraordinary. So a lot of fun. These little sweet things, they made a whole bunch of them, all with animals, all with in two pieces, which had a magnet in between. And from that, you can then create all sorts of extraordinary animals which never existed, by the way. Here's something which I didn't know. I always thought that frogs came from spawn. But this one's decided he's related to the farm fowl work because it's hatching from an egg. I'll just have to make him vibrate first of all. He's got a little shaker. Oh dear. Oh dear. Let's have it again. So he's shaking with joy at being born. This is bringing up the camera. It's a bizarre idea of having a frog coming out of an egg. And it's also mechanical, so it's doubly bizarre. And he does this extraordinary quivering, shaking motion, which is quite fun actually. And when he sits on the ground, he does all sorts of other things, so moving around. So that's a clever one. Now I've got two of these ones which are pneumatic. They require you to push. Here's the first one of them. It's quite a lot of the key fob. You should have a key on the other end. But this one, if I get up to focus, and then if I squeeze it hard, but it needs quite a bit of pressure action on the thumb to make it work. Now I need more. I need to put it back to here. Whoa, it needs a lot of double pressure. It's really quite a stiff body of the thing, and it doesn't come zooming out. It does quite a gentle unroll, but it comes a long way out, just like a frog's tongue really does do that. Another version, which is his large friend, has a string piece as a tongue coming out. I need to put my finger on the bottom, which has got the hole, in order to stop the air from going out the wrong way, and then he performs really quite well. I mean, that's quite nice. His tongue's definitely coming out, and all it is a bit of string being pushed out pneumatically by the air pressure and then being sucked back in again. So well done, that bit of design work. It's a bit sticky there, so I must put some powder on it. But there's a bizarre one here, which I want to undo, actually, but I'll show him when he's done up. It's an extraordinary idea. It's bits of plastic which are shaped specially, and then you put eyes on, and then you have to assemble them. So that's what it looks like as a frog when it's assembled. And if I start undoing it, it's got little tabs there, for instance, which come out. If I can undo that, comes out of there, and that one comes out of there. Then the tongue goes back in again, and turns round and round, and with a bit of luck, we'll find he becomes almost planular, or completely. Oh, yes, the tongue's got to go back into there. That's right. And finally, we're left with just that. Extraordinary. Oh, it goes right about there. Yes, that's a starting position. You've got to work out from that how to assemble it into the shape of a frog. And it's a matter of pushing and pulling. There's several other shapes as well, but that was a particularly nice one. So, very unusual way of creating crafts for kids to enjoy and to make their own frog, just because it's already pre-cut. Just a matter of getting all the tabs into the right place, and you end up with that's roughly what it's going to look like at the end, but it's a little more put together as well. So a bit of fun there. A few more frogs to show, but I mean, it's extraordinary. I think it's probably the most popular toy in my collection, if I'm looking at types. More than cats, which I had a lot of cats out there, it's the frog toy. There's just dozens and dozens. Have a good croak.